Magic is about defying danger, escaping from locked boxes, surviving impossible situations, walking away from risks that would terrify most people. But sometimes even the most experienced professionals face moments when everything goes wrong, and the cameras capture it all. This video reveals 5 times magic illusions turned into real emergencies. 5 performances that didn't go as planned. 5 incidents that changed how magicians approach dangerous tricks forever. These aren't myths or rumors. These are documented incidents with footage, witnesses, and official investigations. By the end of this video, the understanding of how much preparation goes into dangerous magic will be completely different. October the 3rd, 2003, the Mirage Hotel, Las Vegas. Siegfried and Roy have been performing their legendary show for 14 years. Over 5,000 performances, not a single major incident. Tonight is Roy Horn's 59th birthday. The show is sold out. 1,500 people in the audience, multiple cameras rolling for documentation. At 8:15 p.m., Roy brings out Manticore, a 7-year-old white tiger weighing 380 pounds. They've performed together countless times. The routine is called the Rapper. It's about demonstrating Roy's connection with the animal, but something goes wrong. A woman in the front row stands up. Movement catches Manticore's attention. Roy tries to redirect the tiger's focus by tapping him on the nose with his microphone, a technique he'd used hundreds of times. Manticore doesn't respond. Instead, he grabs Roy's arm. Roy commands release into his microphone. The tiger doesn't let go. Then Manticore's natural instincts take over, and Roy is injured seriously enough that the performance stops immediately. Stagehands rush in with safety protocols. The audience realizes something has gone terribly wrong. When they finally separate Manticore from Roy, medical teams are called immediately. Roy is rushed to University Medical Center with serious injuries, including damage to major blood vessels and his spine. Doctors initially gave him a low chance of survival, but Roy fought back. He spent weeks in intensive care, months in recovery. He faced permanent challenges with mobility and speech. He never performed again. The show closed permanently after 5 to 750 performances. The footage from that night was never fully released to the public, but portions were shown to investigators. News coverage from October 2003 documented everything. CNN, ABC, NBC all covered the incident extensively. Roy Horn maintained until his passing in 2012 was that Manticore wasn't attacking him. He insisted the tiger was trying to help him, that Roy may have suffered a medical event on stage, and Manticore responded instinctively. Animal behavior experts have different interpretations, but Roy never blamed the tiger. He visited Manticore after recovering and maintained their bond until the tiger passed naturally in 2014. This incident changed Las Vegas entertainment forever. Multiple animal acts were modified or cancelled. Safety regulations were strengthened significantly, insurance requirements increased, and it proved that no matter how experienced, no matter how confident, working with wild animals always carries inherent risk that can never be completely eliminated. David Blaine, September 2006, Lincoln Center, New York City. The stunt is called Drowned Alive. David plans to live submerged in a water-filled sphere for 7 days, then escape from handcuffs and chains while holding his breath underwater. It's broadcast live on ABC. For 7 days, David lives in the sphere. His skin becomes severely damaged from constant water exposure. He loses over 50 pounds. His body is breaking down, but he pushes through because the finale, the escape, is what matters. May 8th, the final night. Millions watching live on television. David is shackled with handcuffs and chains. He takes his final breath and goes underwater to attempt the escape. He has about 7 minutes of breath hold capacity after months of training. Things start going wrong almost immediately. The chains are heavier than in rehearsal. His hands are swollen from water damage, making the handcuff escape harder. His body is weak from 7 days submerged. He's running out of air faster than expected. Underwater, David starts to panic. Viewers can see him struggling more frantically than planned. His face shows genuine distress. Safety divers are positioned nearby, but protocol says they can't intervene unless he signals for help. David keeps trying to escape. Seconds tick by. His movements become more desperate. Finally, with his air completely gone, he signals for help. Safety divers immediately move in and bring him to the surface. David is conscious, but in serious distress. Medical teams check him over. He's taken to the hospital as a precaution. The escape failed. Live on television, in front of millions of viewers. In later interviews, David admitted he genuinely thought he might drown. The combination of physical weakness from 7 days in water, the unexpected difficulty of the escape mechanism, and his depleted air supply created a genuinely dangerous situation. The safety divers saved his life. This incident showed that even world-class escape artists with extensive preparation can face life-threatening moments when multiple factors compound. David continued performing dangerous stunts afterward, but this particular challenge taught him important lessons about physical limits and the importance of safety teams. ABC's footage of the incident is available and shows every moment of the struggle.
Divers are in.
Relax, relax. We got you, David. You're all right. You're all right.
Medical reports confirmed David's physical condition after the ordeal. It remains one of the most dramatic failed escapes ever broadcast live. May 2019, a magic show in Ahmedabad, India. A performer named Chanchal Lahiri, known professionally as Wizard Mandrake, attempts an escape trick in the Hooghly River. Wait, this actually happened in June 2019 in Kolkata, not Ahmedabad. June 16th, 2019, the Hooghly River in Kolkata, India. Chanchal Lahiri has performed escape tricks for years. His plan is to be lowered into the river while bound in chains and ropes, then escape underwater and swim to safety. He's done similar escapes before in controlled environments, but this time something is different. The river current is stronger than expected. The visibility underwater is nearly zero. The water is much deeper than his previous attempts. Despite these warning signs, Chanchal insists on proceeding. He's bound in chains and ropes. Lowered from a boat into the river, he disappears beneath the surface. The plan is for him to surface within a few minutes, freed from his restraints. His team waits. The crowd watches. Minutes pass. He doesn't surface. More minutes. Still nothing. His team becomes increasingly worried. They call for emergency services. Rescue boats arrive and begin searching. Hours pass with no sign of Chanchal. The search continues into the next day. Finally, after extensive searching, his body is recovered from the river. He never managed to escape the restraints. The investigation suggests the strong current and murky water conditions made it impossible for him to orient himself or complete the escape. The incident was covered extensively by Indian media outlets. The Times of India, Hindustan Times, and international news services reported on the tragedy. Footage exists of Chanchal entering the water, though obviously not of what happened beneath the surface. This tragedy highlighted the extreme dangers of performing escape tricks in open water, especially rivers with strong currents. Many magicians who perform escapes have strict rules about water conditions, visibility, safety divers, and backup systems. Chanchal's attempt lacked several of these crucial safety measures. The magic community mourned his passing and used it as a teaching moment about the importance of proper safety protocols for water escapes. Several magic organizations issued statements reminding performers that no trick is worth unnecessary risk. June 12, 2013, a television show in the Dominican Republic called Closer to the Stars. A magician named Wayne Houchin is there as a guest performer. He's demonstrating close-up magic, card tricks, coin manipulations, standard professional material. Then the show's host, Franklin Barazate, decides to perform an unplanned demonstration. Without warning Wayne, without any discussion, Franklin produces a bottle of cologne. He says he's going to show a spiritual cleansing practice. Before Wayne can react or consent, Franklin sprays cologne onto Wayne's head and face, then lights it on fire. Wayne's head is engulfed in flames, real flames. This wasn't discussed. This wasn't planned. Wayne never agreed to this. He's on fire on live television. He's in shock trying to extinguish the flames with his hands, which only spreads the fire. The studio audience gasps. Camera operators keep filming. It takes several seconds before crew members rush in with jackets to smother the flames. Wayne suffers significant burns across his scalp, face, and hands. He's rushed to a local hospital. The burns are serious enough to require extensive medical treatment. He spends weeks in recovery, dealing with severe pain. His ability to perform is affected for months. The footage was broadcast live and later spread internationally online. It clearly shows the moment Franklin ignites the cologne without warning. Wayne's reaction is genuine shock and pain. There's no performance element. This was an assault that happened to be captured on camera. Wayne later pursued legal action against Franklin Barazate and the television station. The case was eventually settled. Franklin claimed it was a spiritual ritual that went wrong, but investigations found he had no training in fire safety and no permission from Wayne. Multiple witnesses confirmed Wayne had no idea this was going to happen. This incident went viral globally. The magic community rallied around Wayne with support and fundraising for medical expenses. It sparked crucial conversations about consent, safety, and professional boundaries in magic performances. Wayne Houchin has spoken publicly about the incident in various interviews. emphasizing that fire should never be used in performance without proper training, safety equipment, and explicit consent from everyone involved. He eventually returned to performing, though the experience left lasting impacts. The Dominican Republic television station faced significant backlash. Franklin's reputation in entertainment was severely damaged, and performers worldwide became more cautious about appearing on international shows where safety standards might differ from their expectations. October 31st, 1990, Halloween night, a magician named Joe Burris attempts to recreate Harry Houdini's famous buried alive escape at the Blackbeard's Family Fun Center in Fresno, California, but Joe wants to make it more dramatic. Instead of just dirt,
but in an eerie twist of fate, the amazing Joe Burris lost his life exactly 64 Halloweens from the day Houdini died.
He plans to be buried under concrete and dirt while locked in a plastic coffin. Joe has been promoting this stunt extensively. He's confident in his preparation. He's tested the escape mechanism multiple times. The coffin is made of clear plastic so the audience can watch. The plan is to be lowered into the ground, have 7 tons of concrete and dirt poured on top, then escape before running out of air. The performance begins. Joe is lowered into the ground in the coffin. He waves to the crowd. Everything seems fine. Then the concrete and dirt are poured on top. The weight is distributed across the plastic coffin. Almost immediately, something goes wrong. The plastic begins to crack under the weight. The coffin isn't holding. Joe's brother and manager, watching from above, realize something is wrong. The coffin collapses under the pressure. Emergency crews immediately begin digging, but removing 7 tons of concrete and dirt takes time. Precious minutes pass. By the time they reach the coffin, it's too late. Joe never managed to signal distress or attempt escape. The structural failure happened too quickly. The incident was witnessed by the crowd and captured on amateur video footage. News coverage from local Fresno stations and later national media documented the tragedy. The Fresno Bee provided extensive reporting. Investigation revealed that Joe had significantly underestimated the weight distribution of wet concrete. 7 tons doesn't spread evenly. It creates intense pressure at specific points. The plastic coffin, while strong enough for dirt alone, couldn't handle the concrete's weight. Structural engineers who reviewed the setup afterward confirmed the design was flawed from the start. This tragedy led to major changes in how buried alive stunts are regulated. Many venues banned them entirely. Insurance companies stopped covering them. Magic organizations issued strong warnings about attempting Houdini-style escapes without proper engineering consultation. Joe was 32 years old. The magic community learned a devastating lesson about the importance of proper engineering analysis and not assuming that confidence and practice can overcome flawed equipment design. 5 magicians, 5 incidents captured on camera, 5 moments that changed how the magic community thinks about dangerous performances. Roy Horn survived his encounter with Montecore but never performed again, living 17 more years before passing from COVID-19 in 2020. His incident revolutionized animal performance safety standards. David Blaine's near drowning during Drowned Alive showed that even the most prepared performers can face genuine emergencies when multiple factors align. He survived and continued his career with renewed respect for safety protocols. Chanchal Lahiri's passing in the Hooghly River demonstrated the extreme dangers of water escapes in uncontrolled environments. His tragedy reinforced the importance of proper safety measures. Wayne Houchin's experience being set on fire without consent highlighted the critical importance of communication and professional boundaries. He recovered and continues performing while advocating for performer safety. Joe Burris's tragedy during the buried alive attempt proved that confidence and practice can't overcome flawed engineering. His loss led to industry-wide changes in how dangerous escapes are approved and designed. These incidents share common threads. They involved experienced performers. They had preparation behind them. They seemed manageable. But magic's dangerous illusions operate on extremely thin margins where small factors can create catastrophic results. The cameras captured these moments because magic is meant to be witnessed and shared. Sometimes what gets documented isn't the triumph, but the moment when everything changes. These recordings serve as education for future performers about why safety protocols exist, why equipment maintenance matters, why animal acts require extreme caution, and why consent is absolutely non-negotiable. Modern magicians study these incidents extensively. They're taught in magic schools and discussed at conventions, not to discourage dangerous illusions, but to emphasize that the real skill isn't just performing the trick, it's understanding every possible failure point and preparing for them. The footage exists in various forms: news archives, documentary specials, educational materials for performers. These moments are preserved not as entertainment but as crucial lessons. Evidence that magic's greatest challenge isn't creating wonder. It's managing the very real risks that come with creating that wonder. Professional magicians spend years learning not just how tricks work, but how they can fail. They obsess over backup systems, safety teams, and emergency protocols. They practice worst-case scenarios. They invest in quality equipment and regular maintenance, because they know what can happen when any element of a dangerous trick goes wrong. If this video showed something important about the real challenges of dangerous magic, subscribe right now. Next week explores the secrets behind levitation illusions that have amazed millions. How magicians actually float in mid-air. The engineering, the physics, the invisible support systems. Everything explained. Drop a comment below. Which incident taught the most important lesson? The animal performance? The water escape? Or the fire incident? Share thoughts on what these stories reveal about performance safety. Hit that like button for more true stories from the world of professional magic. The preparation that goes unseen, the safety measures that save lives, the lessons learned from when things don't go as planned. And remember, magic is about creating wonder and amazement. But the greatest magicians aren't the ones who take the biggest risks. They're the ones who know how to manage those risks properly, respect the dangers involved, and always prioritize safety over spectacle. See you in the next one.